All right, first question will go to Mary Kay.
Oh, hey, Jerome. Just wondering again, I know it's hard to come up with things to say over and over again about Joe Flacco and how good he is, but what's he like, really in the huddle, not just from a keeping everybody calm standpoint, but just from a competitive and sort of fiery standpoint?
He's great. It's been fun, honestly, playing with him, and just watching him work. You see the passes that he makes, and every time he make a pass like that, you see him fired up. And usually, outside of that, he a calm, cool dude, really chill. No real panic. He's always like the best way I can explain it is everything could be exploding around him, and you would just see him sitting there calm, trying to get everything together and figure stuff out. No panic at all. And I feel like it kind of just it helps us, and we feed off of it. And seeing him calm in tough situations, it helps us remain calm in situations.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Jerome.
Right, next we'll go to Daryl.
Yeah, Jerome, obviously yesterday you guys weren't able to run the ball as effectively as maybe you would have liked to run. How much are you guys, missing your starting offensive lineman, with Joel going down yesterday with the back injury and that Wyatt Teller's the last man standing there. But just what type of an effect are these injuries up front having on the run game right now?
I guess they have a little effect, but we don't. I guess you could say that the run game, it isn't, I guess, up where it could be. Got new guys coming in, filling in, and they're doing a good job. I just feel like, yeah, the run game might not be perfect, but we're still able to win games, and I feel like the best stat at the end of a game is a W. So, whether the run game is good or not, as long as we get the W, I feel like we're good with that.
All right, next question will go to Scott.
Hey, Jerome. Can you just take us through that fourth down play where DTR threw the ball in the flat and what you saw and how important that was in the comeback?
He came in and he motioned me out. I ran out, and I could see that nobody was like no linebacker came out to match me. So I seen that it would be 3-on-3, our three wide receivers versus their three DBs or linebacker, whoever was there. And he spit the ball out, and I knew the only thing that was on my mind was to catch the ball and get the first down. And we did it. We executed the play pretty good, and it helped us out a lot getting that fourth down and being able to get points up on the board.
Hey, and the way you guys are winning games, I think it's like 5 in the last couple of minutes. Does it feel like something special is going on with this team?
Definitely. I feel like the time that we spent at Greenbrier and the time we spent on the road and during camp in Philly, I feel like those are the things that brought our team together. And we knew back then that it would take all of us, and I feel like those are the things that are a big help. So we kind of just leaning on each other, whoever's playing, and praying for who's not playing. And I think our team got a lot of resiliency to it.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Jerome, to follow up on Scott's first question about that pass, I mean, in general, it seems like in recent games, that's something that stands out about your game individually and what you've been able to do there and how many targets you've been catching. And I know this is something you did in college, but how do you think that part of your game has materialized as your second year has gone on here?
I think it's helped a lot. Like I've always said, anything that I can do to help the team, I'm willing to do. And whether it's hand out water or hype my team up, whatever I can do to help, I will do. And just being able to be a factor in the game, whether it's running the ball or catching the ball, I feel like it helps me help the team.
And what's it been like this year kind of developing, you know, that chemistry or needing to develop that chemistry with all the different quarterbacks you've obviously had to, but Joe in particular now?
You said, what does it mean?
What has it been like developing that chemistry in the
Oh.
pass game with those guys?
It's been fun, you know. It keep your mom busy, you know, figuring out, you know, who's gonna check it down and when, and knowing when to be available and being on time in the pass game. I feel like being on time in the pass game in the grand scheme of things is really what helps, you know, the quarterbacks and us get on the same page. And as long as we're available when they need us, that, you know, it'll just continue to improve their confidence in us and our confidence in them. And I think, you know, doing it in practice and we take it to the game, and that's what's been helping.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Jerome, one more question on that fourth down play. Did that play go back to DTR's days as the starter, or was it put in for this game?
I guess you could say it go back to his time as a starter.
And what was it actually practiced this week at all, or is it just something that you guys ran?
Yeah, it was definitely practice this week.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Kelsey.
Jerome, going back to Scott's question a little bit, but about this, you guys being able to really take on this next man mentality and really actually like embody it as a team. What specifically is it about this group that just has allowed you guys to like just take that mantra and really embody it as a group?
I think it started at the top, you know, coming down from Coach Stefanski, and you know, to us, like you said last week, whatever it freaking takes. Some other words on there that I don't think I'm allowed to say, but whatever it takes every game, you know, whether we down everybody, you know, we playing with everybody could be a backup, you know, and I feel like just the energy coming down from him and all the coaches, it kind of just trickled down to us, and I feel like we've adopted it, and whatever it takes, whether we, you know, down 20 points, down 14 points, whatever it is, we rally together. And, you know, like Coach said, we drag them into the mud with us, and we fight and we scrap.
All right, next we'll go to Spencer.
Hey Jerome, obviously run game, like we talked about, wasn't working so much yesterday, but I guess I'm just curious, like when that's the case, the play action game has been such a weapon for you guys offensively. Just what allows you guys to still be effective with that on the offensive side of things when the run game maybe isn't working as well?
I think great fakes, attention to detail, doing all the little things to at least sell the run a little bit. You know, I feel like our Coach Stefanski does a great job in coaching us up on what to do and, you know, calling the plays. And when we follow what he says to do, it ends up working out.
All right, and last one from Jeff.
Jerome, I just want to ask you personally, how do you think that you've grown as a running back this year since you've been the featured guy from the third game on?
I think, you know, with the help of Coach Stumpin in the running back room, I've been able to grow, you know, on and on a mature level, like as a person, and not just as a player, but, you know, my maturity level, how I handle myself, you know, how I take notes, you know, just being behind Nick and watching him, I've pretty much been able to grow a lot, I feel, in my approach to the game. And I feel like that's been translating to on the field. I feel like that's the biggest one, you know, maturing and knowing what it takes to be a pro and making sure that I'm, you know, doing everything that I can on and off the field to have success and help the team.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Jerome. That wraps us up with you. All right, guys, we have Jeremiah here. If you have a question, raise your hand and we will get to you.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't even know how this background got like this, to be honest. How do you change these?
It looks nice.
Let's see if I can blur. Okay, that's fine. I guess. I don't know.
Are you good?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Okay. All right. First question from Jeff.
Jim, I asked Kevin about this. What do you think has made you such a much better player this year than as you've grown in your pro career?
But I think in some sense, every player has a developmental or has those developmental steps. I think that's a part of the game. You know, it's a game of experience, it's a game of knowledge, it's a game of IQ. And the more that you get time and the more intensity that you put into it each and every year, I think that, you know, each player continues to improve, whether you see it physically or mentally, whatever that may be, you do see a progression. I don't think it's one thing over another, but I think it's that holistic journey of putting intensity to the steps that are needed to take each and every year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Jeremiah, I was just, rewatching some of your highlights from yesterday and the way you are able to kind of move all over the field. I know that's something that we've talked with you a lot about over your career, but coming off the edge and certain blitzes and things like that, how much do you enjoy those opportunities and take advantage there? What allows you to do that?
Yeah. Well, you know, definitely first praises go to the defensive line for some of those plays, really all of the plays, really. I think that the defensive line is our engine, and the way that they are able to press the ball and reset the line of scrimmage allows us as linebackers and the safeties to really fill those holes and those gaps. Not only that, but praise is due to Coach Schwartz for putting us in the right positions. Calling the blitzes when we, want to attack. Making sure that people are in the right places with the right personnel at the right time. So I don't think it's so much of me. I'm not just that type of guy. I would rather give those credits to other people, and it's not just a sense of being humble. I think that it really does revolve around those people. If Coach Schwartz doesn't call that play, I probably won't be able to be in that position. If the D line doesn't press, and reset the line of scrimmage, then I got three guys in front of my face. So, yeah, that's what I'll answer to that.
I mean, to that point, you guys have, started to have injuries pop up. I know last year it was the linebacker room. This year it seems like it's other position groups on the defense that are kind of going through that. But, that relationship between these units still seems to be so, complementary on the defense. What's allowed that despite new guys having to step in different roles?
Yeah. Well, I think that we started off that in the offseason during camp. I think that we grew such a tight bond with that. We were able to, no matter what guys we add or what guys we subtract, we're able to kind of at least keep the chemistry. I think chemistry revolves around the culture. So if the culture is that strong and we're missing people, the chemistry will still be there. So I think that that's really been our ideology, is just to be able to keep the same energy, keep the same intensity, keep the same brotherhood feel, keep the same, what they call them things, the same memos and the same, I'm missing a word, the same creeds. That's what I want to say. Same creeds, whether it's, when we do our job, we win, or whether that's, making sure that everybody knows that the defensive line is the engine, the linebackers and safeties are the nerve center. So we have just a lot of different sayings that we say that build into the culture, right? Team is very important, right? So I think once those things are consistent, we can plug, subtract people all day, and it looks similar.
All right, next we go to Tony.
Jeremiah, of course, you intercepted the first half Hail Mary, and I think you were on the field on the last one. I wanted to ask you, are those plays as nerve-wracking to defend as they are to watch?
Oh, well, I wasn't on the field the last one, but the first one, I think that, nerve-wracking is, maybe that's a bad term for us. I think as players, we've been in these situations so much, whether it's college, high school, Of course, there's more on the line now that we have established ourselves in a position to make the playoffs. Not only make the playoffs, but really to win those games. I think that each and every snap is something that we take not for granted. So we want to make sure that each and every step is taken with that sense of authority to say, okay, this may be the play, this may be the one. But especially the Hail Marys, when the ball's up in the air for so long and everybody's staring at it, you want to make sure that you can find your right spot. In that first one, you kind of like watching the ball go up. And for me, I'm like, I'm not even about to jump. Like, even though I do believe that I could probably, get up above, half of those guys over there, but it's fine. I just stayed on the ground and was waiting for the ball to tip because usually that's what happens. And as you saw in the last one, the ball tipped again. On about 90% of those plays, the ball tips somewhere. So, yeah, that's definitely not necessarily nerve wracking, but it's more of just wanting to execute, wanting to make sure the ball's on the ground or make sure that you gain possession of that ball. But yeah, I guess that's a better way to answer it.
So after making the play in the first one, how was it that you were not on the field for the last one?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. We have certain packages for certain personnels, and the personnel that I'm on the field just wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next we're going to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Jay, okay. We just talked to Kevin Stefanski, and he was saying he went on a soapbox about how great Miles is. Said that he believes that Miles is the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and it's not even close. So my question to you is, what do you think of that? What's it like playing with Miles? How high does he set the bar for you guys, and just how good is he?
Yeah, well, again, it's not even just Miles' performance. It's if you ever played like 2K, I actually haven't played a video game in a long time, but I remember like when I did play, they had this feature for a player. It was called like Anchor, and I think that Miles is more of the anchor for our defense. He has the performance, he has the mentality, he has the speeches. He's more of an anchor. So when he's out there, the chemistry is that okay? Miles is out here. He may make a play. Let me make sure that I make my play when it's called. And I think that that's kind of what we really revolved around is that type of leadership. People that are anchors. People that give us energy while we're out there. As you see, I haven't seen a defense this year that celebrates as much as us. And I think that that's because of those anchors, those people that's out there that want to just make a play so that we all can celebrate. Those people that that you can count on to help you up off the ground. I think that those are the things that make a great team ultimately.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Jeremiah, how proud are you were the defense for giving the offense a chance to rally yesterday, right? It could have gotten away from you guys, but you guys the defense kept getting stops to allow the offense to come back.
Yeah, well, we didn't play our best game yesterday. Of course, we really wanted to get that red zone stop after, I think, the first one. But nevertheless, I think that the defense thrives on those opportunities to be able to kind of like give our offense an opportunity, not even our offense, but give our just organization, this organization and our fans have been so faithful to us for a long time. And we want to make sure that we can do all that we can, again, do your 111. Us as a defense first wants to make sure that we can, come back and do anything that we can to give us that opportunity. And of course, I'm very proud of our defense for stepping up and making those plays. Alex Wright on that last sweep, I mean, that was probably one of my favorite plays of the game, to be honest. Such a great job. I don't know what happened with the offensive scheme there, but left Alex. But that's part of what we're saying, right? Alex, I don't think, I think Alex, did they go out there first? Maybe first or second, one of the two. But like that just shows you the versatility of how many guys we do have that can step in. D'Anthony Bell going out there doing his thing yesterday. I think we did a phenomenal job with just plugging and playing pieces and allowing, each other to feed off our energy. And I think that was a great job, actually. So
thanks.
All right, last one from Daryl.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I wanted to ask you about that plugging and playing pieces there. You guys have had so many guys coming in and out of the lineup this year because of the injuries, and a lot of players have talked about how Jim Schwartz and the coaches aren't changing what you guys do schematically. How much has that helped you guys maintain the level of play? The fact that you're not trying to change up what you do to accommodate an injury, and you're also believing in those role players being asked to step into big roles.
Yeah, I mean that's helped a lot. Part of being a coach as an eye kind of observing. Part of being a coach is being able to know your personnel, but also to be able to know your scheme and what is the best. Like we don't change the scheme a lot, but if you look at it, he is kind of like doing things in reference to the personnel of the player. But it's all still revolving around the same scheme. So I mean, it helps a lot to have guys come in and really just do this in a sense the same thing, because with defense it's a lot. When you try to change up the scheme each and every week and trying to throw complex plays in there, kind of falls apart. I think when I first met with Coach Schwartz when he first got here, he emphasized that this would be, a simple defense, but a simple defense with complex parts, just little minute complex parts. But I think that that's what a great defense is. Great defense doesn't really hide what they're going to do. I mean, some games we may play man the whole time. Some games we may just do, cover the right. So I think that a lot that you see with great defenses is just being able to be simple, but also being very good at those simple things.
And one of the first things Jim Schwartz did when he came in is he made it very clear he wanted you guys to have fun out there. You have assignments, there are expectations for you to make plays and things like that, but the fun part of the game, how much fun are you guys having on your side of the football this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're having, you guys see it, right? I think that we're having a good amount of fun, just in reference to making that an emphasis. Like, imagine going out there and it's like, we huddle up and it's like, all right, who's going to get the first? Or when you got whoever get the first, play, we're going to just run over there and everybody jump. And to see that on film as an opponent, I mean, that has to look like 15 guys on the field, 13 guys on the field, just being able to see a bunch of people flying around, doing front flips and stuff, just that's just a part of the game. I think that's a piece that is really untapped, at least consistently. I guess it's something that we would almost really want to work on even in the fourth quarter. Sometimes in the fourth quarter, we kind of get a little tired a bit, and it seems like, it's not as much energy as the first. I think that is what makes great teams. And as you see, this game, we kept that celebration going on in the fourth quarter, and being able to really finish out the game strong. So yeah.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Jeremiah.